Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Enya. We're gonna be talking about weird and interesting, strange things about Norway. Let's roll into it. First thing we're gonna talk about is the question, how are you? Like the greeting you say to people when you meet them, hi, how are you? That's one thing that most Norwegians don't really understand and might start answering you honestly. So they may start telling you that their cat died, that their husband left them, and stuff like that. So yeah, don't take it offensive if Norwegians do that. Another thing that's really strange about Norwegian is that if we see an acquaintance, like not our friends or anything like that, on a bus or out in the public, we tend to not speak to them. The simple reason for that is that we absolutely hate awkwardness and we're terrible at small talk. Which brings me on to my next thing, which is the weather thing. If we have to small talk, we tend to talk about the weather. We can either talk about the weather that's right now, that's gonna be tomorrow, that's gonna be the next week. So if you meet a Norwegian, talk about the weather. We'll love it. This next thing might seem weird to non-Norwegians. If you're wondering where to go and stuff, you ask random people. If you do that in Norway, they're most likely gonna ignore you. It's a big no-no to talk to Norwegians, because then they think you're crazy, they try to run away from you, they absolutely don't want to talk to anyone that they don't know. There's only one opportunity where we talk to randoms. That's when we go out and get drunk, and talking to randoms is a big yay! I repeat, do not talk to randoms in Norway, because they're gonna think you're crazy and call 911 or 112, which is our emergency number, and they're gonna try to get you admitted to a mental hospital. Here in Norway we have good resources to natural food from the sea, forest, ground, but there's one thing we adore, and that's frozen pizza. We have a brand called Grandiosa, and that's like our national food. Literally on New Year's Eve there's more people who eat Grandiosa than it is to eat traditional Christmas food. A while ago they released a new jingle when they released a new type of frozen pizza, and that actually topped the Norwegian charts. Talking about food, every Friday we have something called Taco Fredag, which means that we don't give a crap about traditional food with potatoes and meat. We eat tacos. It happens in every home in Norway that we eat taco on Fridays. It's like a common thing. Stores have like sales for Taco Friday. Each Easter, the whole of the Norwegian people go crazy about something we call påskekrim, which basically means Easter crime. In a vacation, we read crime books, crime shows on TV, we have crime shows on the radio. Crimes are everywhere. I don't know where it came from, but everyone loves crime in the Easter. That's basically our thing, crimes, because we don't really have too many crimes around the country, so we need to read about them. Another thing a lot of Norwegians do is to drive many hours to get to a cabin in a remote place on top of a mountain or far by the lake or something like that. Stand in queue for half a day even to get there, and we go to a remote cabin. The keys are left for us there. We write our name in a book, how long we stay there for, and we clean them before we leave as well. It's a system built completely on trust, so you can basically lie, but nobody lies about that. They bill you for all the nights you stay that thing, and I think that's pretty cool that we kind of trust each other that much that we just leave keys to a remote cabin so we can go hiking up there and stuff like that. It's kind of cool. Talking about driving many hours to get somewhere. A common Norwegian thing is to drive many hours to go to Sweden. What do we do in Sweden, you ask? We get cheap alcohol, meat, and candy. So we drive many hours over to Sweden to get all the cheap stuff, even though a lot of Norwegians don't hesitate to 2 seconds to offer 200 kroners over the bidding price of our house. Talking about money, we have very high taxes like all around the year, but November we get half tax, just so we can spend a little bit extra on those Christmas gifts to our loved ones. And part of those are also going to our vacation money, which we get paid out every June. The government is basically saving up your vacation fund, which is kind of nice. The thing that most of you guys probably know about Norway is that we descend from the Vikings, the big, scary, harsh Vikings that went out and killed and stole everything. Another thing that kind of proves that we still have a Viking blood in us is that in Karasjok, way up north in Norway, the students that go to school don't get to stay home unless it's minus 50 Celsius, which is minus 58 Fahrenheit. Imagine that. You have to go out. If it's minus 49 Celsius outside, you still have to go to school. I think that's definitely a proof that we descend from the Vikings. Each fall, we get into something called telyshysteria, which is basically that we place these small candles all around our houses, our living room, our kitchens, like everywhere, because we like to have it cozy. In the fall, it starts to get really dark, like we only have a few hours of the light light during the day, so it's really nice to have these small alive candles around everywhere. So it's really kuschelig. In 2008, we knighted a penguin. Yes, you heard it right, a penguin. His name is Sir Nils Olav, and it all started like back in the day when some guy donated a penguin to the Edinburgh Zoo. But exactly why he's knighted, I have no idea. We're kind of crazy. We don't talk to strangers, but we knight penguins. It's forbidden to die on Longyearbyen on Svalbard. You may think this is crazy, but 70 years ago they dug up the graves on their small graveyard in town there, and they figured out that bodies do not decompose. So if you're gonna die and they're there, you have to fly over to Norway to die. But I'm wondering, like, if it's forbidden, are they sending you a ticket after you're dead, or how are they gonna punish you for dying there? Last but not least, we have a minimum security prison in the middle of the Oslofjord with the most dangerous convicts. They basically have their own society, they grow their own food, they do all the farm work and have their own store. They actually have one of the lowest reoffending rates in all of Europe. Only 16% of the people who go there are reoffenders, compared to the rest of Europe, which is 70%. So I think that's pretty good for them. And in the spare time, they get to go horseback riding, go cross-country skiing, fishing, and even tennis. They have an excellent time over there, and they're not reoffending, which is the best for all of us. So that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and tell me some cool and interesting facts about your country. I'd love to read about them in the comments.